Back many years ago, I was adopted, and by a wonderful Christian family. My mom and dad were married 8 years, could not have children, and so when they were able to adopt me, they were thrilled. I never knew anything different than I was adopted. It didn't matter that I was adopted, I was their child. About 10 years after my father passed, I had been given some papers. I started going through them. When I got to an envelope that was handwritten, it was my dad's handwriting on it, and inside was a typewritten letter he had written to me. And after reading that letter, I realized that I was a product of rape. It hadn't been until I was 59 years old that I realized that I was conceived in a very heinous way. Just guilt and shame came on me, like, I don't want anybody to know this. They can't ever know this. I just want to hide it. So for several days, I carried it around until my husband said, "You want to tell me what's wrong?" And I told him, and I'll never forget his reaction. He goes, "So? It didn't surprise God. He knew He had a purpose and a plan for your life all along." He said, "You didn't have anything to do with it. You're a child of the King. You're a daughter of the King. There's no reason for an abortion. We're not God. It's not our decision. And there's a purpose and a plan on that life. I'm the mother of 5, the grandmother of 16. Do you see how history would have been altered had that not happened?"
Well, when I found out I was pregnant, I didn't quite know what I was going to do. It was very overwhelming to, at my age, I was 32, and I had just lost my job, so I was unemployed. So I struggled with, could I take care of another child, financially, emotionally, and did I even want to? I didn't want the baby at all, and I was convinced that I wasn't going to keep her. And I wasn't okay with that choice, but I didn't feel like I had any other options. So I called Heather. I had known her from church. So she had convinced me to consider going to Heartbeats, to consider all of my options and to see what services were available. They call my name back, and I feel like I'm on death row or something, and I walk back through the hallway, and they bring me in a little room, and it's really all nice and kind of cozy back there, and I just sat there, and at that point I was then looking around, and there was a little basket in the corner and a bunch of little baby booties knitted in it. And then I didn't know what I wanted to do when I seen that. Because then I started picturing a little baby wearing them. When I heard the heartbeat, I knew then that I couldn't have an abortion. That wasn't something that I could do. Between seeing the little basket of booties in the corner and seeing that there was an actual live baby, I knew that I couldn't end the pregnancy and that I couldn't go through with it. This is Kendall Ray. She is 3 weeks old, and she is just fantastic. She's so precious. Coming to Heartbeats was one of the best decisions I've made in a long time. It was the start of a series of good choices that I was making in my life. Had I not walked through the front door that day, my life would have been a lot different, and I don't think that Kendall would be here today had I not. I think I would have chose a very different path. The staff that I worked with at Heartbeats are some of the most understanding people that I've ever met. it was nice to know that there was people out there that understood and empathized with what I was going through, that they were not judging me, because you feel bad enough about yourself that you don't need other people making you feel worse. And so I think they save a lot of families and a lot of lives there just by letting people know that they're not alone and that there's a place that you can go to get help, whether it's knowledge, guidance, the resources, and the options that there are to help you through your journey. Choosing life, I've never once looked back and thought I should have did something different. Because every day I see her, it makes me smile and know that I made the right decision.